Ever since the day that you went away, you went away.
Hi guys, my name is Andra. I make mostly commentary sometimes lifestyle videos. I usually don't tend to make multiple videos on the same subject so quickly, one after the other, but I have noticed a few other things that Without a Crystal Ball has been up to, both in my comment section. People have been informing me of stuff that I didn't include in the first video, as well as the stuff that she's continued to do with other creators such as Creepshow Art. So I thought I'll make a part 2 to expand on what I've been discussing before. I will make a part 3 if she does more things, but I feel like with this video I'm covering all my bases of what she's been up to until now. So the next video, if there is ever to be one, will not be as soon as this one has been compared to the other one. So they will not be consecutive for sure. I made a video the other day about Danielle Bernstein, and if you don't know who she is, because I feel like she's not as big in the YouTube scene, I will let you know. She's an influencer who has a brand which sells different types of clothing called We Wore What, and she is a serial thief pretty much. She has a history of stealing, and she never takes accountability for it. So I've made a video explaining all of that if you guys would like to give it a watch, because it is a video that I'm really proud of. I've worked really hard on that one. And I also have another video that I just filmed before this that will come directly after this one. So if you guys would like to support me on that, it is about Amanda Ensing and the way that she's kind of marketed herself as this Trump supporter slash conservative Christian. And I'm dismantling all of her arguments with extracts from the Bible. So it's a very, very well researched video. I have been researching for it for a whole day. And I just really worked hard on that, so I would appreciate if you guys could watch that one. But let's get started with Without a Crystal Ball for now. So normally I tend to be this kind of person who says we shouldn't say certain things about public figures, such as picking on their looks or the way that they choose to present themselves online, as in, you know, clothing and hairstyles and these kind of things that they can control. I always say don't pick on that, because taste is different from person to person and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. However, considering Katie Joy's precedent of making fun of other people, and I would recommend watching a video by Radiant Brit. She made a video the other day about how Katie Joy is making fun of somebody else's makeup skills, when literally Katie Joy, her hair is greasy as fuck. She probably doesn't wash her hair, and I do not understand how you can make fun of somebody for applying their makeup in a non-conventional way when you don't wash your hair. And also, Katie Joy doesn't shave, apparently, which, let me tell you, I am pro choosing whether to shave with your body hair or not. But if you are doing something that is not conventional for women, you can't make fun of someone else for doing their makeup in a non-conventional way. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy. I feel like she is probably not shaving her legs because, one, we are in quarantine and nobody's doing that, and two, because she wants to appear more woke and feminist, not because she genuinely doesn't want to shave her legs. And if she didn't want to shave her legs, I wouldn't complain about that, because I have people in my friend circle who don't shave their armpits and stuff like that, like girls, and I don't think of them as any less. And even I don't shave all the time. I do it sometimes, but I don't do it religiously. So my thing is that I feel like she's doing that only to appear more open-minded, not because she genuinely wants to be like that, and maybe because she's lazy because of quarantine. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that one. But as I was saying, I normally wouldn't approve of people picking on other people's looks, but because she has a history of doing that with other people, then I think for her, and when it concerns her, it's a free-for-all for us. So she's making fun of this woman Jill for her makeup skills, when her TikTok is filled with her trying to act like a teenager in a very uncomfortable manner and using weird filters, and that makes me uncomfortable. I don't think at your age it's your place to be acting like a teenager on TikTok. I am 23 and I still sometimes feel like TikTok is not for me. Maybe there are niches, like the political niche and the educational niche, but the teenager dancing and that kind of stuff, it's not for me. It's definitely for people who are at least 3-4 years younger than me. So I think there is a role for older people on TikTok, but it's definitely not to act like a teenager, because it's inappropriate, especially considering that she's made inappropriate comments about flirting with teenage boys. So, you know, she has a precedent of that. That's my point. It's just uncomfortable. And if she wants to pick on my makeup skills and make fun of me, I am giving her the opportunity to do that, because I literally use my highlighter as a blush, because I like to have sparkling cheeks. So if you want to make fun of me, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but Katie, at least I wash my hair, baby. So try it. I don't care. The other thing that she's been doing is sending threatening emails to people such as Creepshow Art and Angelica Ols. I'm leaving the email on the screen that Creepshow sent to reply to that. Basically, Katy Joy is asking people to remove their videos on her from their platform, although her whole platform is built on talking about other people. So I do not understand the logic here. If you want to watch Creepshow's video, I'm gonna leave that one in the description, as well as Brit's video. I do not understand how you can threaten people and just be absolutely disgusting like this when you are the one who doxed Creepshow Art by saying what her middle name is, because her first and last name have been public and her middle name hasn't been. So because both her first and her last name are very, very common. She's also had a history of doxing other people, such as doxing Tati by using her birth name before her marriage. And that is included in the lawsuit, actually. And not only that, but as I said before, she is also sending threatening emails to Angelica Ols, but she also apologized to Angelica Ols, which is very weird that you apologize but then you send threats. So I watched Creepshow Art's video that she just posted talking about what happened between her and Without a Crystal Ball after the emails that Shannon showed us. And the main takeaways from that video, I would recommend you watch the whole video because it has some more receipts on Katy Joy that are from before these events, but the main takeaways are that Katy Joy lied to Creepshow Art in the emails by pretending that YouTube wants Creepshow Art to delete the videos on Katy Joy in the same way that YouTube wanted Tati to delete the Goodbye Sisters video because it was giving them a bad reputation. But let's be real, Creepshow Art and Katy Joy don't have anywhere near the number of subscribers that Tati did. So do you really think that YouTube would intervene in something like this? That is just a cover up, and Katy Joy is attempting to scare people into submission, and I just don't think that's normal. And the other takeaway from this was that somebody tried to hack Shannon's Instagram, as well as 2 other people who talked badly about Katy Joy, as well as somebody tried to hack Tati's lawyer's account. Now, I'm not saying that that was Katy Joy, but maybe, possibly, allegedly, we could draw the conclusion that it's somebody related to her or in her inner circle, because why would somebody deliberately go after the people who openly and publicly had a bone to pick with Katy Joy? It's too big to be a coincidence, I think. Unless it could be a fan of Katy Joy's who is acting on their own without Katy's knowledge or permission. That could be a thing. But I think at this point, now that it's public online and Shannon addressed it, it is Katy Joy's responsibility to tell her fans to stop. That is her job as their role model. Her fans are her responsibility, and the way they act is not an isolated thing. It is her duty to stop them from bullying other people on her behalf. So I would like to see what she's going to do about this, because I don't trust that she had nothing to do with this, but obviously, allegedly, I can't prove it, so it's just a theory at this point. Hi, okay, so this is me from the future again. I wanted to give you guys an update on the insanity of Katy Joy, because I had to edit this video multiple times because she doesn't stop doing just stupid dramatic things, and as soon as my video is rendered she does something else, so I have to edit it yet again, which is a bit annoying. But what she did is copyright strike multiple people unfairly, so she's abusing the copyright system, and I don't know what Team YouTube is doing, but hopefully they are taking action, because this is not normal. This is in the terms and conditions of YouTube that you're not supposed to do that, so I do not understand why she's getting away with this. She copyright struck Shannon's video, as well as Truth Salut's video, and someone else, Queen Magdal. I don't know who that is, but yeah, basically she's copyright struck multiple videos, allegedly because Shannon included her email address, which by the way is public information, so I don't understand how that's a dox. She's the one who's like flipping it around saying that I didn't dox Shannon because Shannon doxed her own surname. But nobody's talking about the surname. We're saying that you doxed her because you said what her middle name is, because both her first name and her surname are pretty common for America, even England where I live. Both of those names are common. So because of that, you wouldn't be able to find somebody with those two names. So the middle name might be the only thing that like, ties it all together, and you could actually find out who she is. So yeah, it's a dox. She also said that sometimes in her content she lies. So pretty much what Katys Joy just did by mistake is admitting to defamation, which is really fucking stupid, and I do not understand why she's not just, getting off the internet for a while and chilling out, because she's just making everything worse for herself. She's making videos of her having like a live mental breakdown, and then she's privating them. I didn't get to see it, but that's the one where she admitted that she sometimes lies in her content, which is so crazy to me that you just say that. And it's also crazy to me how you are trying to claim that your email address is private information when you actually went and looked for Tati Westbrook's birth certificate. Like, your email is private information, but that isn't. I don't understand what you're thinking. And not only that, but also Unirock, who was that annoying guy who was defending Katys Joy a lot, he got copyright struck by Katie as well. Like, I think that's insane. That's insane to me. How much of a horrible person you have to be that somebody who defended you for so long is getting punished because he no longer stands by you through a fault of your own, to be honest, because you doxed someone. That's why he's not supporting you anymore. So instead of just taking the L and thanking him for the support that he's given to you thus far, you are turning around and doing this shit. Like, I don't understand how insane it is. And you are also hosting giveaways, and I'm not sure how the YouTube terms of service work when it comes to giveaways, because I know on Instagram you can have giveaways as long as you don't claim that they are in collaboration with Instagram itself. So you have to put a disclaimer that this is not supported by Instagram, whatever. So I don't know exactly how it works on YouTube, but on the video where she was having her giveaway, her email was in the description. So now she's saying, oh no, my email is a dox. What the fuck? What is wrong with you? And besides that, she deleted her Twitter and then she went on Instagram to say this: I have said everything I need to say. I will never satisfy anyone with my answers. Every day something I do is twisted and turned into a conspiracy that it isn't. I'm not interested in being part of a community that seeks to destroy others. I want to make content and handle this lawsuit, which will have a filing coming, which will show you my side and show you why I'm confident. So you're saying you don't want to be part of a community that seeks to destroy others, but that's what you're doing. That's what your content is. So I don't understand. You are probably worse than everyone else that I know in commentary. So I don't understand how you're saying they want to destroy people when all they do is commentate on public information, whereas what you do is find the secret things about people, such as their birth certificates, their criminal record. Like, no other commentary channel has ever stooped that low. So I don't understand why you are saying that we are the ones trying to destroy people. It's just so crazy to me. I don't need to answer to anyone other than myself, my legal team, and my family. Allegations that I've committed crimes or I'm a criminal are ludicrous. That's spelled wrong. That's fucking like Ludacris the singer. What the fuck? When James Charles said that he came close to considering suicide over internet bullying and false allegations, I can confidently say that I have been pushed to that point. I'm taking a few days off because this bullying will kill me if I don't. Well, you should have taken a few days off ages ago. That's what I've been saying, Katie. What the fuck? I've been saying you need to take a fucking day off and collect your thoughts, because everything you say is contradicting something you've said in the past. So what you're doing now is building up a stronger case for the Westbrooks. Like, I don't understand why the fuck it didn't compute through your dense head that that is what you were supposed to do before. Now you are saying you're taking a break. And I don't understand. If it weren't for this drama, would you not have taken a break on your fucking Thanksgiving holiday? Which, like, obviously, I have my own thoughts on that because of what happened with the Native Americans. But, like, that's still a opportunity to spend time with your family that you claim that you just decided to take, so that means you didn't want to spend the time with your family and now you just decided because of the bullying. I do not understand. Is that even normal as a parent to do something like this? To plan on last minute to spend time with your son and your partner or husband? Like, what? I just don't get it. Please make me understand this, because I don't get it. So if you guys have any clue what the hell she's on about, please leave a comment down below. Another thing that really upset me is the way that she's exploiting her child. So I do not understand why you need to use your child with different problems as a shield from criticism when you do horrible shit. So because your child is premature, obviously he'll have health problems. But that doesn't mean that you as a mother, for taking care of that child, are a hero, because that is the duty of every single person who wants to be a parent. All of you, if you decide to be a parent, you should take into consideration the fact that the child might have health problems. And if you don't think that you can handle a child with special needs, then go and adopt a child that is perfectly healthy, because that is the only way you'll know for sure if your child is fine. The tests that you can take before giving birth are limited in their answer. They only say if your child has a low or a high likelihood of having things such as Down syndrome and other genetic illnesses. So because of that, you don't know for sure if your child is going to be fine. I'm not saying Down syndrome as if Katie's child has that. I'm just saying generally, because I work in the healthcare as an interpreter, and we get a lot of mothers who are doing their ultrasounds, and usually with the ultrasounds they do blood tests that would tell them if they have a likelihood of the child having any genetic illness or something like that. So I'm giving this as an example because you can find out these things. You cannot find out if the child has autism or if it's going to be a premature child. These things that Katie is talking about, you can't really find them out before, but you should take them into consideration because it's not impossible. So if you really want a child, you should think about that. Can you take care of a child with special needs? If no, go adopt a child that is perfectly healthy. If yes, then give birth or adopt a child that may have these problems already. It's all up to you. I just don't think you should be praising yourself as a hero because you do this thing that people naturally have to do, especially women. Like, I'm all in for, feminism and the women not having the main carer role, but at the same time, that is something that so many women throughout history had to deal with, taking care of children with illnesses. So it doesn't make you a hero, it just makes you a normal person, because you're not the only one who's done this, and you're not one in a few. You're one in the majority of women who had to do this. And it's just coincidental that she brought this up as soon as people were exposing her for doxing Shannon. Like, you're taking this stance as a victim, and nobody likes that, to be honest. And I want to point out on the counter argument of this, people are upset that Katie Joy is being criticized for not taking care of her son when the father is the main carer right now because of COVID, and it's sexist to assume that the mother should be the main carer. I would agree with you. I think it's fine for her to not be by her child all the time, and especially because she's a woman, she's getting more pressured into doing that. However, I do not think that being on live on Instagram, and when you're not on Instagram, you're on Twitter, when you're not on Twitter, you're on YouTube, I do not think that's healthy as a mother either. I think balance is key, and although people shouldn't expect her to be with her child 24/7, I don't think she's with her child enough either. I don't know, sorry. I was looking into the child's diagnosis, like what is wrong with the child. Well, wrong. What is not normal by societal standards. And the whole autism ordeal has been very, very weird for me to read, because apparently a child was supposed to be diagnosed with autism, but then it turned out to be a wrong diagnosis. But now Katie is posting about Sia's film, saying that why is this face used to show people with autism? My son does not look like this. People with autism do not have genetic conditions that make him appear physically disabled. No, they don't, but autism is a spectrum. So it depends how severe the issue is, because people who are autistic sometimes do not know how to use standard societal accepted facial expressions. So they try to imitate them. And when they imitate them, it looks like a caricature. I'm just using this because I don't believe that not being the same as everyone else makes you a caricature. If the child is more high functioning, if he's closer to having Asperger's, then And even Asperger, that's a problem because Asperger was a Nazi. So like the whole system with Asperger and autism being two different things. They're not two different things. They're just Asperger, or what we know as Asperger, is a milder phase of autism. So it really depends where her child is on the spectrum, is what I'm trying to say. Because other children could be like in that movie. Don't get me wrong, that movie is problematic for not casting somebody who actually has autism. There is a whole controversy on that right now, and I agree with the points of views of people who are upset about that. But I just don't think she's the advocate for mental health when she's literally a bully. I just don't think she's in the position to talk about these things. Just heard that Without a Crystal Ball had a Twitter meltdown last night and threatened to sue everyone again. So much for that apology. That's not true. Is it true you potentially violated attorney-client privilege by saying that your lawyer told you? No, that only pertains to the lawyer. The client can say what they want, take care. That's not true. And she sent the article, which hilariously enough actually says the opposite of what she just said. Similarly, a client can forfeit the attorney-client privilege by repeating a conversation with an attorney to someone else, or by having a third person present during a conversation with the lawyer. That's exactly the link that Katie Joy sent. That link is contradicting her statement, which is hilarious to me. Do your research, girl. So I'm gonna read a few of the comments that I received on my previous video that are things that maybe I did not include, or either deliberately or I didn't know about them. So the first one is from Circuit. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Circuit, maybe. Katie Joy has no business criticizing anyone for drug issues when she herself has been arrested for drunk driving and admitted on her own videos that she has had past addiction issues, as well as stating that she and her husband both are forced to undergo regular drug testing by their respective psychiatric professionals. Alright, so I did know about the incident of her drunk driving, but I didn't think it was relevant to my video because I thought it was a standalone incident. But now I'm being told that this happened in the past and that her husband has the same issues, which I definitely did not know. And I would like to say, yeah, it is massive hypocrisy to point it out in other people that they have addiction problems, but you don't acknowledge yours. Or you only acknowledge yours when it's convenient. And the next up, I had a comment from Without Any Crystal Balls. And I've discussed with them privately afterwards to kind of check my sources that everything, is accurate, and just double check everything, to be honest, because they seem to know a lot about this subject, more than me. So I just wanted to cover my bases, and they said, funny you called out the Daily Mail as Without a Crystal Ball not only used them as a source once, but they noted accusations Amber Portwood threatened her with bodily harm didn't match the video provided, which specified Amber Portwood was talking about taking Katie Joy Paulson to court. So I checked the article. I hate the Daily Mail, so I'm not gonna give them free advertising here, but basically one thing that I found really weird in the article was that Katie Joy thought that when Amber Portwood said something about I know your address, she thought it was about her, which only proves that Katie Joy is extremely paranoid and always thinks that everything is about her, in the same way that she did with Tati. When Tati posted the crystal ball emoji with a water gun, Katie Joy was like, why are you pointing a gun at me, Tati? Like, that's insane to just assume that everything is about you. And that is, as I said, like signs of paranoia. And that is a mental illness. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it to be judgmental. I'm just saying, Katie, get yourself checked, please, for your own sake. And the next up, I got this comment, just goes to show how much of a stalker she is and the lack of parenting. I can't imagine spending hours upon hours of being so obsessed with not only Tati, but all the other people she makes up lies about. I've never seen anyone so miserable with their life that they have to try so hard to bring others down. She needs to go to a doctor, and her son should be placed in a home so he can get the attention he needs and not from a nanny. That kid needs a mother, and Catherine Paulson ain't it, sis. And her creepy husband is just as bad as her with all his fake accounts. And the thing is, I didn't know that her husband has fake accounts. I've heard that she does, and I'm not surprised though, because if you're gonna be with somebody, you might as well be with somebody who is just the same as you. And I do think that what she's saying about her kid being taken away is a bit extreme, but I do definitely think that external influences need to be involved in this. Social services could supervise the situation maybe. I don't want her to lose her child, but I do feel like the child's not getting what he needs, especially for a special needs child, and the way she's parading him around, but she's criticizing others who do the same is insane to me. So let's take Micah Stoffer, because she's got a lot of clout from talking about Micah. What Micah did is unspeakably horrible, and I'm not comparing Micah giving up her child to what Katie is doing. I'm not comparing that. I'm only comparing the aspect of Micah making money off of her child on the internet by putting his special needs story is very, very similar to the way that Katie Joy is using her child's special needs story to garner sympathy and play the victim. So in this regard, they are the same. Obviously, Katie wouldn't give up her child, as far as I know. I'm not accusing her of something as horrible as this, but I just think if you judge someone else, you shouldn't really have anything in common with them. Because if you judge them but don't judge yourself for the same thing, people will point out the hypocrisy in what you're doing, and I think that is very easily noticeable in this instance. Another comment that I got from Nonia Business is, I only disagree with one point where Katie called that little girl a brat. I think she was just reading chat where someone else commented that the child was a brat. I watched the entire stream and Katie later says that yes, at first she thought the little girl was being a brat, but that she came to realize that the little girl was a victim. Katie said that several times in the stream that the child is a victim. So while I haven't watched the whole stream, I have watched Rebzilla's video as well as Fred on Twitter that indeed in the clip that I showed, the first half of it is her reading the chat and the second half of it is her agreeing. So I don't know if that's the truth, maybe she was just reading the chat through and through, but Rebzilla in his video pointed out that there is another instance on a different live in which Katie Joy has said the same thing, and she is caught on clip, like Rebzilla posted a clip with her saying that. So I would say go on his video if you want to make your own opinion. I didn't want to include this in the video because I was a bit conflicted on what the truth is, because I'm kind of inclined to believe that the other sources are right in this case, but I don't want to be caught in a position where people will think I am being biased and I'm hiding the truth intentionally. So I just wanted to mention this in this video. You make of it what you will, but I want it to be fair and neutral. I'm pretty sure the hate crime was fake. About 6 months before the event, she had filmed outside the house and showed her torn pride flag and said it was because it had been really windy. Then she gets into an argument with her neighbor and the neighbor called the cops, and that's when she made the hate crime claims, and that's when she came out. I've seen that as well, but I also didn't want to include in the video because I feel like this would go on par with me dismissing her sexuality, and I don't know what her sexual orientation is. I don't know her. Maybe she's lying about being bi, but as you probably know, being bisexual is one of the most widely dismissed orientations ever. Like, if we say this, because I'm bisexual as well, so if you say about you're bisexual, like, everybody's gonna be like, no, you're not, how do you know? Like, this kind of stuff. So I didn't want to fall into this biphobia trope just because I don't like her personally, but I don't know if she's bisexual. I'm not saying 100% I believe her or 100% I don't believe her. I'm just in between. The hate crime thing, I've seen it, but I thought if there was even a 1% chance that the flags are not the same, I shouldn't be bringing it up. However, I do think that if, let's say the hate crime is genuine, her LGBTQ plus allyship is extremely self-centered, and the fact that she's only talking about gay people in America, whereas we have bigger problems on the east side of the world, such as my region being like all of Eastern Europe, is extremely homophobic. It's dangerous to be gay. People are getting killed. People are getting beat up. So I know in America that can happen too, but I think the West is a lot more tolerant. So if you don't talk about Eastern Europe, and even worse, the Middle East, where you can get stoned to death for being gay, if you don't talk about these things and you only talk about your country, it's the equivalent of being a white feminist. It's self-centered and it's not true allyship if you don't talk about people worldwide who are going through even worse than you are, if that makes sense. I just think if she was a true ally, she would talk about these other countries, because it's the same as when feminists talk about the pay gap and stuff like this, but they don't talk about the Middle East, where women can't do whatever they want. They can't go alone without their husbands. Like, these are bigger problems than what we have. Although all of these problems need to be fixed, East and West. But I just think if you actually care, you care about all the people from that category, not just the people in your country. And from the same user, Shannon Gigbalbaum, I forgot to read her name, but it's a really funny name. She also said that she's also exhibited a habit of telling her tragedies only when she's receiving negative attention. She received negative attention for some former doxing allegations when she came out with the hate crime, when she received backlash for calling Sophia brat instead of supporting her victim story. She then came out with her own sexual assault story and doxed the accused and their extended family. Now during this lawsuit mess, she's come out with stories about her son's premature birth, where before she would block followers who even asked how her son was doing. To me, that diminishes the power those stories could and should have if they are all true. And I've seen also on Twitter, I didn't save the clip because I don't feel like it's necessary to include, because I feel like everybody who ever followed her knows this. If you ask about her son's condition, you get instantly blocked from lives. And somebody caught that whole thing live and they filmed it and they put it on Twitter, so, you know, do with that what you will. Another thing that Katie Joy has been doing lately is posting a lot of this ominous fake woke, fake motivational quotes, and I just think it's funny, so I'm gonna talk about them for a second. So the first post that I'm gonna talk about is this one saying the bandwagon effect. The narcissist recruits flying monkeys by convincing them to mindlessly jump on the bandwagon to support their smear campaign of a victim without doing their own research first. Enlisted people can include other family members, friends, neighbors, or the community in general. This is a form of mobbing whereby a victim is abused emotionally and socially by a group of people brainwashed by this chief narcissist. No matter how much a narcissist is lying, many will simply follow the crowd with the notion that it must be the right way to go if everyone else is doing it. And I think it's funny because I think the way that she is portraying herself here is as the victim, but she's actually the narcissist in this case, because her fandom or supporters group, who are absolutely insane, are actually the flying monkeys. They are bullying everyone. So she's posted the same thing on Twitter about the flying monkeys, but it's slightly different. It's like a follow-up saying flying monkeys, narcissistic personality disordered mother has flying monkeys. This is a term taken from the Wizard of Oz, where the flying monkeys gang up on an innocent person by order of the Wicked Witch. The flying monkeys may be your neighbors, church members, cult members, siblings, aunts, uncles, grandmothers, grandfathers, etc. These people do the narcissist's dirty work while often pouring their own abuse on the scapegoat. Perpetrators in cause stalking are also flying monkeys ganging up on a target, which increase deniability for the one giving the orders. So again, it's the same. She's talking about herself as a victim, but she's, in this case, again, she's narcissistic personality disorder mother, which is the perfect description for her. So I don't understand how she thought that if she posts this, people are not gonna say that, yeah, that's you. Everyone literally did that. Guess what happens when a victim of a smear campaign tries to correct the lies spread about them by a narcissist, sociopath, or psychopath? Typically, the victim is rightfully so distraught that the attempt actually makes the situation worse. A good response: realize that people who believe smear campaigns are not the quality of individuals we should want in our lives anyways. Moving on to healthier relationships is the best option. This is insane to me how little self-awareness she has. First of all, she's calling, I assume, Tati or Creepshow, one of them, because these are the ones she's beefing with right now. Either narcissists, sociopaths, or psychopaths. Do you know that this is a punishable offense by law? Like, to accuse someone of something like this, of having mental illnesses, is slander. And it's punishable, as I said. I hope it's about Tati, because Tati can use this in her lawsuit and win. The fact that she's talking about smear campaigns is also ironic, considering her whole channel is built on smear campaigns of other people. I just think it's insane. She also posted, there comes a point in your life when you realize who matters, who never did, and who won't anymore, and who always will. And in the end, you learn who is fake, who is true, and who would risk it all for you. I told you, leave your situations at the door. That's what she added, and loyalty. So I assume maybe she's talking about that guy, Unirock or whatever, who decided to go against her when she went too far by doxing Shannon. Maybe, I don't know. This is just a theory. The one who follows the crowd will usually get no further than the crowd. The one who walks alone is likely to find himself in places no one has ever been. By Albert Einstein. Honey, you're comparing yourself to Einstein. What is wrong with you? So first of all, yeah, you shouldn't follow the crowd. But also, you shouldn't walk alone, like she says. When she's quoting Einstein, I don't think he means generally in life walk alone. I think he means in the path of discovering different things and of knowledge. You should be alone. But you shouldn't always be alone. I think she's like taking this quote out of context. Humans are meant to be social creatures, so being alone all the time is against our nature. So definitely she's not understanding what Einstein actually meant when he said this. She posted this as well. Avoid head trash. Don't be a garbage can for anything that does not feed your intellect, stimulate your imagination, or make you a more compassionate, peaceful person. Refuse to open your mind to other people's trash. Tune out anything that promotes conflict or controversy. This can infect you with a mind virus of cynicism or defeat, and you won't even know it. And she wrote, don't need no hateration, wholeration, positive mental attitude after the rain. If that was the truth, you would make your channel a more positive space. Like, I've made a few videos on my channel about people that I actually admire, and I want to continue to show you guys people that I look up to, influencers or public figures. I've made a few of this already. All of my videos, I would say a big percentage of them are negative and criticism, but it's not all like that, whereas her whole channel is built on conflict or controversy. So I do not understand why someone like this is teaching us how to be positive when she herself doesn't know how. She also posted this twice apparently: "Sis, you are awesome and don't need approval from anyone but yourself." And she said, "We're just trying to love one another." And then she said, "We just want you all to have a good time." So that makes no sense to me, but whatever. And she also posted, "No time for drama. People with purpose, goals, and visions have no time for drama. We're gonna celebrate all night." I just think that she's doing this on purpose to be controversial now because she needs more attention. But honestly, if your whole channel is built on drama, how can you judge drama? It's the same as when people like Gabby Hanna say, "We don't want drama," but like drama is what is giving you money. So I don't understand. There comes a time in life when you have to let go of all the pointless drama and the people who create it, and surround yourself with people who make you laugh so hard that you forget the bad and focus solely on the good. After all, life is too short to be anything but happy. And she wrote, "Before you get loose and start to lose your mind, no dramas, please be happy, bright, be you." Again, I'm thinking that could this be a sign that Kjoy wants to delete her channel? Because I don't understand what else it can mean about, letting go of drama. When your whole brand is built on drama, how do you let go of it? You have to let go of your brand too, you know what I mean? I'm not saying she should delete her channel because I know she's gonna take it out of context in the same way she did with Angelica. I'm just saying that it makes no sense to me. When someone is caught so deep into the web of drama, how do you liberate yourself from it? When someone is cruel or acts like a bully, you don't stoop to their level. No, our motto is, "When they go low, we go high," by Michelle Obama. The fact that Michelle Obama, the wife of a war criminal who has blood on her hands as much as her war criminal husband, said this, and you are using this as a good example. When they go low, we go high. Yeah, with the drone strikes, do you mean from the airplanes that they did in the Middle East, all the people that they killed with bombs from up in the air? Yeah, you went high, I'm sure of that. I don't understand who the fuck has Michelle Obama as her role model after all the stuff that Obama did. Just because they're black, it doesn't mean they're good people. So, honestly, stop quoting people like this. It doesn't put you in a good light, it just makes it worse for you. Never explain yourself, your friends don't need it and your enemies won't believe it. So why are you making countless of videos explaining yourself then if you think that people don't need it? And other things that she's been posting on her Twitter are things that either make her appear more woke or just stir up even more drama. So in the woke category, she posted something about the black girl who actually created the Renegade dance. If you don't know, Charlie D'Amelio stole the Renegade dance from this black girl. And she said, "Just think if the real creator of Renegade had 100 million followers, these girls are so adorable." I highly doubt that she cares about the rights of black people when she's promoting someone who's horrible as Michelle Obama just for optics. I don't think you actually care if you don't look into it. If you care about black people, you would care about the common black person, not the public figures who are actually horrible people. Just because they happen to be black, it doesn't add up to me. And I don't think she's been this big advocate for BLM and stuff like this, so I don't understand why she's like out of nowhere trying to appear more woke than she is. She also posted this shit, me waiting for Trisha Perez to wake up to take on the internet. So she's supporting Trisha Perez openly. Every time I see James Charles fighting with Trisha Perez, I always think that he's really fighting with Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star because of Trisha's connection to them. Trisha is known to troll, but the outrage he has for her, okay, personally, I'm only speaking for myself, not for James Charles. But just know that Trisha provoked him, so, I'm speaking for myself. Trisha is more than a troll. Trisha is harmful to the LGBTQ plus community, which you claim to be part of, Katie, so I don't understand how you're defending her. To the different mental health communities, and especially the DID one. She's harmful to Palestine because she's promoting ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians by the Israeli constantly. Even if her Israeli boyfriend said stop doing that, she's still continuing to do that. I don't know what his views are. I assume he's the same. I assume he's a Zionist. But if her as an American is more of a Zionist or louder as a Zionist than her own Israeli boyfriend, I'm just so confused. You are promoting genocide of the Palestinians, and it's more than trolling. That's what I'm saying. It goes above that. I can't believe how mean the internet is being to Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio. They don't deserve this backlash. The thing with that is that it makes no sense to me how you are promoting Trisha, but then you are saying that people are being mean to Charlie and Dixie. Well, yeah, that's Trisha. That's not even... Most of the internet has been on their side for a while. although there are death threats and stuff that they're receiving, and I'm not minimizing the damage of that, I do feel like a lot of death threats are coming from children or teenagers, the same age as Charlie, who are not mature and don't know what the fuck they're doing, but Trisha in her 30s should be more responsible. And someone actually replied, I can't believe how you doxed a certain creator and have the audacity to criticize someone else. And I just think it's insane that Without a Crystal Ball continues to have defenders like this Krista girl. So none of us can criticize anyone because we all have done stupid shit. I mean, I've done stupid shit, but I don't think it's comparable to what Katys is doing. And someone actually told her I wouldn't be playing devil's advocate in this case. Lol, not the hill to die on, honestly. And the fact that Kate is posting all of these controversial tweets about Trisha and she has 2 likes and no comments. I mean, she has no comments because she's blocked the comments, but why does she not have likes? Did she buy her followers on Twitter too, as well as her subscribers on YouTube? Because I've theorized about that. I can't prove it, but it's just a theory. You guys make of that what you will. She's also posted a video about the drama with the D'Amelio sisters and the James Charles, and she changed the title like 5 million times, like these are all the titles. And the titles seem to take different sides each time, so I don't think she even knows what her own opinion is. She just wants to play safe and defend all sides, which is creepy to me. Like, if you have an opinion, just stand by it. Stop being a coward. And another thing is she is going for Emily D. Baker, who is the lawyer who's been posting the videos on the lawsuit. And she tagged Team YouTube to snitch on her like a child in kindergarten, saying, Emily D. Baker is using her platform to defame me, along with the help of an attorney. I would like your help, thanks. My attorney has her videos. Emily D. Baker will be hearing from my attorney and will be demanded to cease and desist her defamation of me and cease her behavior of attempting to ruin my business. So first of all, Emily D. Baker, as far as I know, is a qualified lawyer, so I don't understand why you are going after a lawyer who will surely know how to defend herself. It's pointless, it's a waste of your money. You should keep your money to use on the lawsuit against Tati, because Tati's gonna kick your ass. Tati has 100 times more money than you do, so I don't understand why you would want to waste even more money on another lawsuit. So that is my theory, that, you know, it leads up to thinking that she probably doesn't actually want to start lawsuits, she's just threatening people to seem scary. So if I were Emily or Shannon or Angelica or any of these people, honestly I wouldn't worry because she doesn't have enough money to sue all of you. So that's the end of the video. I would like to thank you guys for subscribing to my channel after the last video. It got quite a good reception, so that is why I made this one, because I thought there were things that were left either unclear or just not mentioned enough. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you would like me to add anything on this. I will probably make a part 3 because she doesn't stop, but I'm not gonna make it right after this. The next video that's gonna come out after this, as well as the previous video that was before this, are very well researched, important videos on lesser known figures, so I would appreciate if you guys would check that out as well, because I put a lot of work into this. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks, bye!